Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Apothecary Diaries, Season 1, Episode 23. This might be one of the best series we've ever reacted to.
It's really good.
And I think our reactions have been really good to it. And our discussions.
I'm having a lot of fun.
It feels like old school BOLDcast to me. It feels like Promised Neverland kind of tier.
Yeah. Like back when we were watching like Charlotte.
And, you know, back when shows were good.
Back before we watched every good show.
Back before we watched fucking One Piece.
And we've been forced to react to trash.
Trash. Pre-Tokyo Revengers era BOLDcast. The golden age.
Pre-ReZero era BOLDcast.
That was like the first 1 month of 2 months of BOLDcast in 2020.
Pre-ReZero season 2 BOLDcast.
Yeah. It does kind of feel like that era. Like, it's just so... You know what I mean? To just watch something
refreshing.
good. Watch some...
Not that other stuff is not good. If One Piece fans are watching
it just
this,
really...
us.
It just really scratches the itch of, like...
Just like something that is like...
I would have watched this... I would have chosen to watch this if I was watching, like, one show a year. You know what I mean? Like, and it would have got me like that. Not that other things don't.
Yeah.
They do eventually. Like, One Piece did eventually. But it was like... You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like, it just so,
I think
good.
it just has a really good balance of a lot of aspects that we like. We really like theorizing. I feel like a lot of shows that we've been enjoying lately have not led to much. Like, we've enjoyed them, but there's always like some like element missing. Like, you have like if there's a lot of mystery, then like the story is suffering in some other way, or if there's not, or the story is really good, but there's not really a lot to talk about. Every episode is just like, wow, that was really good. Like, but I wish that I could dig a bit deeper.
Yeah,
or
usually we end up eating our own tail on it because we're like, oh, you know, it's probably just this. But then we start doing what ifs on like how good the story would be if they tried harder, or if they, you know, just like made it a touch more complex and interesting, you know, like, and they just don't. And so then we're like trying to find something in it that's not there.
Yeah.
And, you know, like that happens a lot. But in this show, I really feel like, you know, we usually, like even when I was talking about like the roses and as an analogy or an allegory for what was going on with their mom, you know, like I feel like there's something there kind of thematically with the show, whether it was intentional or not. And I don't feel like I'm just inventing that to try and make myself less bored while watching it, you know?
I think also what's different about this is there's not really a supernatural element. I feel like a lot of the shows similar to this that we've really liked, something recent like Heavenly Delusion or something like Charlotte or Angel Beats, where there's like this
Promised Neverland season 1.
Neverland, like there's always some kind of like supernatural element to it, whereas the fact that this is just a historical fiction, I feel like is very grounding and leads to some theory, like leads to a different type of theory crafting when it's like there are certain things that are not on the table here, and there are certain things that are on the table because it's just how real life works.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to get blue roses. Okay, we will literally just make blue roses in the same way that every modern florist makes blue roses.
Yeah.
You know? It's just fun and interesting, and
there's no reason to be bending your mind usually about it other than like the jinshi thing, but even then it's like plausible, you know? Like it sort of cuts out the idea that people gossip. Like so much of the story and the information maomao got at the start was like, you know, she would hear gossip and then that would lead her down like a fucking crazy rabbit hole about the makeup and stuff like that. But the idea that people wouldn't be gossiping about jinshi, it's like, okay, I guess, you know, whatever. I can go with it. And it does make sense if you think about it in a certain direction. And it's not like, but I don't have to like twist my mind around, you know, to like make something make sense. It's like the jinshi thing, I could see how that would make sense. You know, it's not what I would have thought, and I feel like it's unlikely given just how people are and how people talk and how information gets around. But that doesn't mean that it's impossible, and it's not, you know, given the way that the story set everything up and the way that people are, you know, like it just, everything about it just, it's a great show. Leave a like, subscribe, check out Patreon to see the end of season 1 reactions and the start of season 2 reactions. Hope you enjoy. Let's go. You want to watch the OP?
yeah.
Morning Glories as well, but flying away. You see that? Same flowers.
I thought those weren't morning glories. They were something else. Thorn apple? I don't know, something weird.
Oh, maybe. That's what one of the episode titles is.
Sorry. I was just thinking about the blue roses again because they come up in the OP and how they're like withering and dying. And it, like, because you were talking about all the metaphors last episode, I feel like another one would be that they are this like very elusive and rare, beautiful thing that is only allowed to exist for a very short amount of time because the only way to have it is to
cultivate it.
It's to kill it. You have to cut the rose and you have to put the dye in it, and then it, thus making it not last as long as a regular rose that is just in the plant in the ground. You know, it's like a unnatural, like
relating to which?
Relating to the way that he like found this woman who's not like other women. She's like so different. It's almost, he doesn't see any other woman, but he sees her because she is smart and can like beat him at games. And he like views her similar to the blue rose as like, there's nothing else like this. She's one of a kind. I'm gonna have her. Oh, now she's dead. Not dead, but like withered away.
Yeah. I think you cracked the code on that one. See, it's these flowers, which were like the ones that were used to bring her back from death, which were the morning glories.
I thought that she said that it was morning glories as a decoy, that she was planting something else that looked like morning glories but wasn't morning glories.
Well, you said that there were like a million types of morning glories.
Oh. Did I say that?
Pretty sure. Either you did or the show did. I thought you did.
I didn't. I don't think I said that. Anyway.
Okay, I'm lying.
No, no, you're right. It was definitely the same flowers. For some reason, I thought that they said that the girl said that it was morning glories, but it was actually a different plant that had medicinal properties. But she said morning glories so that maomao wouldn't look into it or something.
I think she said morning glories, and then either you or maomao said there's like 1,000 types of morning glories, but this one is used for blah, blah, blah. But maybe I'm wrong.
No, I probably just misremembered.
What? Oh. Why is it default to somebody who programmed this page for the show fucked up?
It's like, oh my god, she knows English.
Yeah. Those red spider lilies. Balsam and wood sorrel.
お相手できないでしょうか。
断る理由などなかろう。可愛い娘の頼みとあらば。
勝負は変則なしの5局勝負。
Oh, Jesus Christ.
先に3勝した方が勝ちです。
I hope you win.
ではどうする？どの粉を落とそうか。
None.
必要あ
Is
り
this
ます。
shogi?
もらっておけばいいの。
それより、賭けの褒美を決めませんか。
話が早い。私が勝てばうちの子になってくれ
Yeah.
るね。あ、脅さないよ。しかし。
I love this music. Gotta add it to the D&D playlist.
保養中の身ですので。
保養中。本当に雇われているのかい？
はい。
What do you think I'm doing?
You fox. It's a silver
その代わ
fox.
り、勝てば
You will fuck off.
1週間の議場を1人身請けしてもらえないで。
何を言い出すのかと思う。
誰とは言いませんが、やり手ババアが年頃の議場を片付けたがっています。
You can buy out
そう
her mom.
Get rid of her.
Well, she's paying for all her upkeep for years and years and years.
匂いからしてきつめの蒸留酒か。
She's gonna poison them?
Little Russian roulette.
少しなら薬です。2口も飲めばお毒になります。
A medicine in small
保険
amounts.
の液体を3つの杯に入れ、どれに入れたかわからないようにします。ごとに勝った方が1つ選び、 負けた方が
Why would you do it in 3?
一つ目のルールです。
えぐいことを考える。
そして二つ目は、たとえどんな理由があろう試合を放棄したらなということでお願いします。
Going
よろし
hard.
いですか？
構わないよ。これは揺さぶりか。確かに普通の相手ならひるむかもしれない。しかし相手は鬼人と言われる軍師殿である。ただの揺さぶり。
Oh boy.
心を乱れるとは思えない。
Oh boy.
一体何を考えているんだ。
I wish I knew what game this was. Is it just chess?
また負けた。
Yeah, I don't like this.
これで2連敗だ。ルールを知っている程度で実戦の経験はないようだ。すでに2杯美味しそうに飲むせいで毒入りかどうかはためにはわからない。
She actually just wants to get
三
poisoned.
戦目もよろしいですか？
ああ、
Is she gonna turn it on now and just go crazy?
Hustle
一
him?
体何を考えているんだ。もしすでに飲んだ2杯が毒入りだとすると3杯目を飲むのは危険すぎる。この状況ラカンはどこまで読んでいるのか。
Probably.
罪です。
もういったよ。
お情けでも勝ちは勝ちということでいいですね。
ああ、間違っても娘に毒を勧めるわけにはいかんからね。
好きなものをどうぞ。
Either they're all poison or she's poisoned.
一口飲めば嫌な味だと思うでしょうね。
娘に毒が及ばないとわかるだろう。そのためにわざと負けるとは抜け目のない男だ。ではこれを。
The
But
metagame.
it probably doesn't taste like anything. Or actually, there's probably no poison. And she's betting on that he won't poison her, and will forfeit the last match. It tasted
嫌
fine.
な味だ。毒入りだ。
No, he just doesn't like. He drinks wine.
心配はなくなった。ラカンがこれ以上負ける必要がないということ。薬屋に勝ち目はない。私が勝てばうちの子になってくれるね。それに暑いな。これは一体一杯では問題ない薬なのだろう。いくら憎らしいからといって人に毒を盛るなんて。
薬ですよ。酒は百薬の長と言いますから。
どういうことだ。じい様。
It's just so lightweight.
は？
稽古なんですよ。この人。
Oh, cause she tried that wine.
ジュースばかりで酒を飲むのは見たことがないな。さっき言った野菜は
It was just more
アルコ
alcohol.
ールです。
Oh, he's drunk.
He looks like he's dropping out of the last
出
match.
しての花を選ばせましょう。
生まれた時から人間の区別がつかなかった。
Is he straight up a psychopath?
間違えるどころか男女の区別もつかなかった。これでは役に立たぬと。
He's a straight up psychopath.
通うようになって、手すさりで
Or just autistic,
覚えた
maybe.
シャンチーにのめり込み、法に生きることができた。顔ではなく声や素振り。
Yeah, he might just have not like no facial recognition.
シャンチーかな。おじきだけは自分を理解してくれた。
People usually are like that though because they don't have any empathy and they don't like recognize people because they just don't identify with people, so they don't identify as people in a way, or they're autistic, and autistic people generally have a difficult time like reading faces and facial expressions. So maybe they're just going for something like that here, or it's anime magic.
おじきだけはしてくれた。容量は悪いが優秀なおじきのおかげで次第に人の顔が駒に見えるようになった。おじきが社に見えた時にやはり優秀な男なのだと再確認できた。才はないのに家柄のおかげでいきなり長を任された。自分が弱くとも 部下を無駄なく使えばお釣りが来る。人が駒となるシャンチーは何より面白いゲームに違いなかった。ゲームでも無敗が続く中、付き合いでいった技能で対決することになる。無数の白黒の中、そこだけが鮮やかに輝いていた。
He fell in love with her.
フォンシェン。技能で
Function.
負けなしの妓女と軍部で負けなしの自分。負けても観客は面白いことであろう。確かに強い。けれど、所詮は井の中の蛙。負けた。それも圧倒的に。こんなに負けたのはいつ以来だ？ああ、人とはこういう顔を
She's
し
so
ているのか。
beautiful.
I really like her outfit.
I really like her eyes.
放線下の犬のような、ただ弾けそうな、人を寄せつけない目。次はまくるまい。それからひたすらごとシャンチーを繰り返すだけの仰せが何年か続いた。技能で生まれた本心は誇りだけを固めたような性格だった。
母はおりません。私を産んだ女ならいますが、花町では妓女は母になれませんので。
才能ある妓女はある程度人気者になると売り惜しみが行われる。本心もその一人だった。きつすぎる対応ではないものの、一部の小遣いに受けていたらしい。次第に目をつり上がり、三月に一度会うのがやっとになった。放線下と、なんだそれは。
片羽、ご足です。解毒や虫刺され
Oh,
の
that's
生
in
薬
the
だとか。
opening.
That's the one?
I
放
think
線
so.
下と同じで、成熟した実に触れると種が弾け飛ぶんです。
それは面白い。
Is that supposed to be him?
いつ来られますか？
また3ヶ月後に。
わかりました。
本線の身請け話を聞いたのはその頃だった。本線の根は小塚たちの競り合いで釣り上がっていった。異母兄弟に後継ぎの立場を奪われた自分には到底太刀打ちできる額ではなかった。
たまには賭けをしませんか？あなたが好きなものを与えましょう。
Make me pregnant so that her price goes down and he can buy her?
悪いことが頭をよぎった。
5でよろしいですね。
ああ、
Picks it so that she'll win, because she always
試合に
wins.
集中したいから。
Maybe.
試合に集中したいから。
That's the sister that she really likes that she always is in the bath with. But we don't see it because he doesn't see it. That's interesting. Very cool choice. This is mirroring exactly, almost, what happened in episode 3 with the military officer who went off to become a war hero and the woman who was going to be a concubine for the emperor but then failed her dance so that her value would lower so that he
She
could take
buy
her away.
out later, yeah.
Same thing. This is why he wanted Mao Mao so bad. It's because he actually loved her.
本線からは甘い言葉も何もなかった。自分もそんな柄ではなく、ある意味似た者同士の二人だった。
子がやりたい。
自分とてシャンチーがしたいと思っていた。その3ヶ月後、優秀だったおじきが失脚した。
いかんになったと思ったら追放だと。
Oh.
優秀なのに 相変わらず容量が悪い。
前は奴と親交が深かっただろう。家を出てしばし遊学しろ。
遊学？しかし。
なんだ？
Who is that?
いえ、何でもありません。
I was thinking that there was going to be some kind of face hiding shenanigans with these pieces, and it's coming up more and more. They foreshadowed it by calling out Mei Mei. I wonder if this is Shisho. And they're related.
That would be kind of crazy.
Because, you know who also has deep green eyes? The fucking doctor who's Mao Mao's adopted father. You became a doctor in the Rear Palace and now you're exiled. He became exiled, but he also studied abroad. And now they're saying that he should study abroad because he was also really smart. And he was the doctor, or he was the uncle that really looked on him, which is why he wanted to take Mao Mao in.
That it all makes sense now. But what doesn't make, like, I mean, I don't know what doesn't make sense, but does he think that she's dead? Like he never went back, like he went back for Mao Mao?
Does who think?
Like,
I think that he probably think that she's alive, but maybe he just doesn't want to see her because he's scared.
Or he's too
He's
sad.
scared. It makes him sad. He really loved her, clearly.
Yeah. Yeah. And it seems like, you know, since he's not dying, that he probably wasn't the one that gave her syphilis. And therefore it was probably like, oh, your value's down. Now you gotta keep doing that to make more money. Oh, now you have syphilis and you're pregnant. Get in the back where we'll hide you away.
Yeah. Well, they also really care about, like, the madam there really cares about all the girls, clearly. What else? Maybe this isn't Shisho. There's another mystery guy figure that I can't fucking remember who it is. There was Shisho, who seemed to be, like, of a particular persuasion. I think it could be, this could be Shisho. It could be. Because, LAKAN was also saying, oh, because of my family name, this and that, and this and this and that.
Yeah.
And then my half-brothers took my inheritance. Maybe one of the half-brothers had Laolan.
I thought that she was the daughter of Shisho.
She was the daughter of Shisho?
Yeah.
Well, then, never mind. But I feel like it might be connected. Because they're, like, hiding this guy's face. And he has the same, like I said, he has the same deep green eyes that Mao Mao's adoptive dad did. They would show his eyes, like, really seldomly, but, like, they would open slightly. They'd be that deep green. For all his intelligence, he's really clumsy. And he became a military officer as well. So, like, the other guy, yeah, I think it must be Shisho. Or the other person that I'm forgetting. And her mind deteriorated. Or she had a baby already by the time he got back. Wow.
Well,
本線からの船がこんなに。土くれ？
That's a finger.
しかも2つ？違う。これは。指切り呪いが流行っているのは知っていた。身請け話が破談になったけ。
スクーナ。
その小さな指はなぜ気づけなかったのか。こんな簡単な答えにすらたどり着けなかった。おいさんは前おいしんだもいない。今からね3人も飛んでおいて。どうなるかなんて言うわけないから。
I was wondering why they hated him so much.
身請けの破談。その原因はポンシェの腹には。 店の名を汚し信用と価値が二度なったどの末路よたかのごとく客を取り
Oh, that's why she got syphilis.
Oh my god.
She beat him so bad she broke the broom.
時は戻らない何もかも反応的だった自分が招いたことだ
Oh my god. Could you imagine that? And then he spent the next years of his life trying to...
6週間か
Oh, they put him there.
お目覚めですか？
メイン
どこぞの鬼人の使いの方が連れてきた。
乗るつもりはなかったよだからあんなに強い酒だとは思わなくてねメイメイは昔の元でカムロをしていたメイメイとはよく遊んでいた筋がいいと褒めたらもじもじしていた
Yeah, this is... Yeah. We knew that they played together.
Mm-hmm.
いやなんでもない
どうぞ。
ああ
She probably saw how much they cared about each other.
Yeah.
Poison.
そうかマオマオが
それとこちらの箱もマウマウが
With the rose in it.
枯れた装備
たとえ枯れたとしても形を保つことができるんですね。ねえねえ姉さん。失礼します。
If only he wasn't studying abroad, he was
But,
he could have taken
yeah.
care of her so easily. Like that's what's fucked up about it.
Especially with his brother as like a super good doctor.
Yeah, it would have been so easy.
Or honestly, even if he had like, but I mean, his brother
His-
probably put
his
it
uncle.
Or sorry, yeah, his uncle probably put it together. Like
We
he
knew
obviously-
that. We knew that he was too late at this.
I know,
it had
but
already
I'm
incubated
saying
at
like
the
if
time.
he had before he left mentioned like anything about like because it's just like they're like
Well,
oh,
if
is there
he
any-
hadn't gone off, she never would have got syphilis because she
Yeah.
had maomao, and then her value went down. So then she had to basically turn into a streetwalker, start having sex with everyone who around the corner, got syphilis. So if you know, it wouldn't have even needed to come to that. And he came from a rich family, so he would have been able to take care of her easily. And he loved her, and
Yeah.
you know, they had a kid together. It would have been so easy the rest of his life. You know, compared to the fucking suffering that happened after. It's so
Yeah.
bad. And I knew that he wasn't a piece
just
of
evil,
shit.
yeah.
Like it was clear that like, oh, the smart guy is obviously terrible. And he may have had something to do with Jinshi's assassination attempt, but maybe not. We don't 100% know. We
Yeah.
don't 100% know. Maybe if he did, why
mean-
would he?
The only reason, like, I mean, he would have at least had to figure out that Jinshi was gonna, like, at minimum, he would have had to know that Jinshi was gonna get assassinated, but trust that Maomao was gonna stop it in time. Like, at best, because he knew that that was happening. He, like,
But then why would he be so surprised when Maomao came out, like, knocked out? Was he surprised because Maomao almost died and he cares about her?
yeah, I don't,
You know, like, why would, if he, you know?
yeah, was he just surprised, like, seeing her like that, like, completely destroyed?
Or did he not even know about it? Did he not even know about the assassination attempt, and he was surprised that she, like, in the time it took for her to run it, like, get assaulted, then run in to save him, then he's just like, wait, she knew about all that?
But he, like, set up all this stuff about the metal workers and, like,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, he still did it, but why?
Was he-
Well, this is where the reveal comes in. Shisho is his dad, potentially.
Oh,
That's his
actually,
family
this is
name.
where it comes in. Well, I guess he knew that Jinshi. Yeah, I was gonna be like, oh well, he can't like. Yeah.
If Shisho is his dad, then he is like basically following the orders of his father, who sent him off to study abroad.
Mm-hmm.
And because you know we just saw it with all the Go pieces, you know,
Mm-hmm.
we don't. It's not revealed, but it, you know, I think that's it. And he's connected to Laolan.
Mm-hmm.
who is or Laulan, who is his sister then. Yeah. And that's why, this is all coming together. Because Maomao's adoptive father, I forget his name. He has a slightly more complicated name, but he was able to study abroad. And they were like, Jinshi was like, oh, only people with direction from the emperor are allowed to study abroad. And he was able to as well. Turns out that's his, he's his uncle. But if his dad is Shisho is the favorite of the previous empress, can just she can tell and she can just direct anyone. So but without even needing to consult the monarchy, is able to say, you go off and study abroad, because then he'll bring it up to her later. Then she'll approve it.
Yeah, that could make sense. Yeah. And it's this whole thing with the assassination will need, like, I feel like whatever is gonna be said about that is gonna be key to understanding, because it's like he could, like, I mean, we're getting the reveal now that he's a good guy, which was kind of like a long time coming, because there could be the thing where it's just like he's just super messed up and he's like, my wife died, the only way to get my daughter back is to kill Jinshi.
That seems a bit cliche for the show.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, that would be an option, but I don't like it as it doesn't seem to fit.
Maybe that's what he was surprised about, because he saw Jinshi carrying her out, like, kind of with love. So then he's looking really surprised because he maybe sees he can feel, like, he feels maybe guilty for having set up this, like, this crazy assassination attempt on this person that his daughter might have a future with. Maybe that's what that look was about.
I mean, maybe he thought that Maomao was just like an indentured servant to him.
Yeah.
And he, getting rid of him,
all this time, Maomao's not lowborn. Could have guessed that from the fifth time that she said, "Oh, I'm just lowborn." Turns out she's very highborn. And that's, what, this all makes sense. If it is Shisho, that's his dad, it all makes sense why it felt like when Maomao was given the lecture about pleasuring men, how it, like, the looks that she was giving Maomao, and how the vibe there that they could be friends. Like, remember how we were talking about that? How I said that? I was just like, oh, like, there's something, like, she's coming off a certain way, but, like, they're kind of similar age. I don't know.
Yeah.
You see, how they're, like, they have a kind of vibe between them, and, like, the way that she's looking at Maomao, it's like, I don't know.
This episode was just sad.
Such a sad, tragic, pointless, like, tragedy episode. Like, it didn't need to be that bad, but it just is how life goes, like, and just the tragedy of he's just wanted to get to know Maomao this whole time.
He didn't have to be so fucking weird about it.
He's just a weird guy. It's, like, I think that's where that's where there might be some, like, because the show's all about, like, apothecary doctor type, talking about medical realities that aren't illuminated as much at the time, in this time period, as they would be now, with the lead and all that kind of shit. Maybe there is, like, an autism, like, commentary happening with his character, because it seems like it makes sense. He's, like, super hyper fixated on games, and he has trouble relating to people and, like, recognizing their faces. And then his uncle, who is a doctor,
but he's, like, also hyper vigilant about, like, because he knows who people like that. It's not like he thinks that he's so better than everyone that he doesn't determine, like, he knows,
doesn't see them as less than human.
He recognizes someone that he met as a child when they were an adult, and, like,
Maymay,
yeah, like he recognizes
and
her,
he cares about her enough to visit and play with her.
Yeah.
play games with her. And when his, even though he should connect to his uncle, who like is the only one who understood him, who by the way was a doctor and probably understood like what was going on with him from like a medical perspective, maybe not like, so advanced, but he's,
he can understand. He found a way of
connecting
helping
with
him to
him.
be able to operate with
Yeah, because I was worried, like, is that the beginning he's like a psychopath? Well, that's one way, but like, I feel like the autism angle is not just, some people I think who maybe have problems in that area. Like, it's a common thing to like read that into stuff, So like, I'm not autistic as far as I know, but I feel like a lot of people sort of in series, especially in anime, I find, because I think there's a lot of autistic people who watch anime. That's a lot. It becomes a lot of the discourse and stuff like this, and a lot of like it's talked about almost as if it's fact when it's maybe not necessarily, because in Asia it's not, there aren't the same sensitivities with mental illness and mental neurodivergence and stuff like that. So it's not respected or thought about in the same way as we do, and we think about it in the West. But I think that genuinely there might be something like that with his character, just because like you said, it's not like a malicious thing or like a superiority complex. It's just that he just has trouble relating to other people on like a instinctual level, but not through lack of trying, Yeah.
Yeah.
And like even people that he genuinely cares about, like his uncle, like he still saw him as just like a different type of piece, and he saw everything just as a game, and he just is thinking about games all the time. And yeah, I feel like there maybe is something genuinely with that, which would be interesting, I think.
Yeah. And yeah, and it's so tragic that he didn't even put it together for a guy who's all about like making moves and like setting up, like as we see him now, he's making all these crazy elaborate plans and stuff, but he didn't see that he was just part of her crazy elaborate plan. Like she had a plan, but she thought that he would
pick up on it and then be able to buy her out once her value got lowered. And then he just was gone.
Yeah. And what's also kind of messed up,
because he got sent away.
It's also kind of messed up it's also messed up that, because it's like the lady who runs this place, Mao Mao's mom was just like raking in the cash for years. And then instead of just being like, okay, you know what, that's fine enough, you can retire because you made me like $1 million off of just playing chess every day, she's like, now fuck, get in the streets. Like,
like
it's just like I know.
I get it's the business, but it's still just like her
just,
value was lowered anyway, so you weren't gonna make a lot from her regardless.
I guess the thing is, it's like, it seems tragic because she did catch syphilis, but there's a bunch of other girls in here that are doing that aren't dying of syphilis, so she kind of just got unlucky.
Yeah.
Because it's like, because it can be a little bit hard to like look with, not really, like, you can tell.
Well, she also left. She's gone now, and I think that was...
Well, I think it means she's gone now, like she's mentally gone now. And
but maybe she
feels
the
responsible... I took that as like,
I took that as that way too, but like I'm trying to think it more favorably.
I guess I'm trying to think like she blames the guy, but she also blames herself for being like, oh yeah, now this is your job, like it's a bunch of other people's job, but then something bad happens, and then it's just like, okay, now I feel bad, and I'm gonna take care of her daughter, and I'm gonna supply her with food and medical needs
and
for years. When if she didn't care, she would toss her out on the street. So I think it's like
she does blame herself.
She blames herself. She also blames him. The whole thing is like it's just messed up, because it's like it's everyone's fault and no one's fault at the same time. It's like no one knew that it was gonna go. No one would have done the things that they did if they knew that it was gonna turn out this way. But everyone still made decisions along the way, Yeah.
Then who's Suirei? Because he doesn't have a wife. And I thought that it was going to be like Mao Mao's older legitimate sister, whereas Mao Mao's like the bastard sister. But no, he wasn't married. He just I mean, as far as we know, he just
I mean,
loved her.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he could have been forced to get married after by his family.
But then she
or
would
maybe,
be younger than Mao Mao, which she is not younger than Mao Mao. She's older
Oh,
than
yeah,
Mao
yeah.
Mao.
True. Maybe...
It might be his younger sister if
Yeah.
LAKAN is possibly his sister.
Either his younger sister, or if he had another brother that we don't know about, and that's
it's
his niece.
And here's why that matters, is because it would, if thinking about things in this way, it would prove that Shisho maybe is his dad, because then if he's involved in this plot to assassinate Jinshi and all this kind of stuff and maneuver all the pieces together in this way, then she's like also an apothecary.
Yeah.
That's the connection, because his uncle is the apothecary and has all this knowledge. Maybe she studied abroad and she learned all about poisons and shit like that. And she grew a bunch of poison flowers and things like that in the manure pile so that it was off the books, so that she could work outside of his office, so that she could work with him to maneuver all this shit, to start the fire, to, you know, do all the things that led to eventually potentially killing Jinshi. So, and they look alike. They have the same hair color and eye color. So maybe, yeah, his niece or his sister.
What if it was his cousin and Mama's adopted dad had a daughter before he left, and then they like adopted each other's daughters in some weird situation.
But she doesn't look anything like she doesn't have the green eyes.
Yeah. But I mean, she looks like I guess
She
the thing
looks
is she
like
looks like
LAKAN.
yeah. I'm saying she looks like she's related to LAKAN and Maomao, which they're both technically related to her uncle as well, or his uncle. Anyway, that was a bit of a
Wait, no, hang on. There might be, so one thing that's struck me is that there's Suirei, who is the girl who faked her death. There's also Suirin or Jinshi's fucking maid, who's been watching him his whole life.
Oh yeah, the old lady.
I don't know if she's related to this at all, but the fact that she has an almost identical name, I think, is interesting. You know? And because they're blending all this shit that, it goes back to the previous emperor's mom. That was, Shisho was her favorite. You know, so their families have been close for a long time. Which, if their families have been close for a long time, there's all these people that are connected, like Jinshi's maid, and LAKAN, and Maomao's adopted father, and all these people. It's all like this parallel line. It would help, you know, they're not related, but it would help as far as the main thing that a lot of people probably think about at the start of the series, this romance between Jinshi and Maomao, this like big part of the story that's not about like all the scheming and stuff. It would help sort of elevate that. Like it's like their red thread of fate has been going back this whole time, and it's been, you know, it's aligned at the perfect time type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like there's something. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait. All this, so much shit is about to happen next episode.
If he goes and plays Go with her like decaying self, it's gonna be sad.
Yeah, because she was playing. She's still playing.
Yeah.
She's
she
still
plays
thinking
by
about
herself.
their games. She's thinking about him all the time. And there's, so she's the balsam and he's the, what is it? Wood sorrel. Almost also known as cat's foot. So Maomao means cat. I hear it's a medicine that helps treat poisons and insect bites. Or maybe Maomao's the wood sorrel. Like the balsam, touching a ripe fruit causes the seeds to burst. Touching a ripe fruit causes the seeds to burst. That can't mean nothing, can it? That can't mean
I don't know
nothing.
Yeah.
Touching a ripe fruit, touching this flower to a ripe fruit causes the seeds
I mean, it like
to burst.
sends them out there.
The seeds of the flower or the seeds of the fruit?
Oh, well, I mean, the flower is like I guess a flower gets pollinated and then they get like seeds underneath of it and then it can like fly out, I guess.
So the ripe fruit. Is that a euphemism for like fucking something. What's the symbolism there? Treat poisons and insect bites. And here's the nail polish that she made by crushing those things together that Maomao mentioned in the previous episode.
Yeah.
She was so beautiful. It's like, it's so interesting. She looks like she could have been a concubine. Like she's, you know. Leave a like, subscribe. Moving on to the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.